Hey everybody, I'm Tara, and today I'm going to be doing the Pixar Book TAG. Now this tag has been going around BookTube for the past couple of weeks, and it just looks super duper fun, so I definitely am going to do it. I love Disney, and I specifically love Pixar, and all of these questions are Pixar movie oriented, so let's do it. So this prompt is based off of Cars. Name a book that the characters go on a long physical journey. And the book I thought about was On the Road by Jack Kerouac, like a friendship tale. They go on many road trips together across the country. So the main character's name is Sal. He just got out of the military after serving, and he's kind of feeling a little lost. He is living in New Jersey with his aunt and is kind of just deciding what his next steps are in life are. He meets this one gentleman named Dean. And in this original text, his name is Neil. And so like when I was looking through, I was like, Neil doesn't see, that's the original name. So Dean is like this very interesting, whimsical guy. I like to think of him as the literary version of James Dean in this novel. The second one is about Inside Out, and the prompt is name a book that is about the mind. Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. This has like the movie cover on. For those of you who haven't read it, this is a story about a teenager named Greg. He is grieving and working through the loss of one of his best friends, which is kind of in the title. It's the girl who dies. I don't want to be like it's the dying girl, but yes, it is one of his friends who is a girl who is dying, and she does die. That's not a spoiler. But a lot of this is amazingly told through, so this is Jesse Andrews. It's told through kind of like this teenage boy trying to process emotions, which is something you don't really read about a lot in young adult fiction. It isn't fantasy or anything. It doesn't have any other genres attached to it. Loved reading how that was funneled into making these movies with his friends. So the next one is Monsters, Inc. The prompt is, who is or what is the most lovable book creature? I mean, I took this one very broad because I don't actually have a lot of books that have creatures in them, other than like if it was the synonym for an animal. I mean, of course, all the books in Harry Potter have excellent ones, but I was like, I'm reading one right now, or I just finished one right now that had such a cute little animal, had the most lovable, adorable animal in it, and that was in Beasts of the Extraordinary Circumstance. This book makes you think that there are so many beasts and creatures in it, but without revealing too much, I really do love Waylon, the main character's pet pig. He was such an adorable little guy. You get to meet the little pig early on in the book. He is like the runt of the litter. He just seems to be an all-knowing creature. Merlin grows up, but he doesn't grow much larger than he is. He's a horned pig, literally. He grows like a little bit of a horn or tusk out of his head. And Waylon is just so convinced that he is this magical being. So this next prompt is Finding Nemo. I love it. Who is the best book dad? And I'm gonna say, yes, I'm gonna say the dad from Pride and Prejudice. This is of course a Jane Austen book, as you can tell. This is a vintage classic collection. This is the only one I have of that collection. He's such a great male character in this book, especially when Darcy wasn't up to par yet. Lizzie's dad, Mr. Bennet, has always been there for all of his girls, and he loves them all, even though he complains about them all the time. Brave. Who is the best book mom? So I chose The Leavers by Lisa Coe. This book is not about a mom who is like the perfect mom, but she is the best mom. Reading this book, I was just so struck by a mother's love for her child. That's what the story is driven by. The separation of a mother and child across so many years. There are many reasons why they had to be apart, and he was adopted by another family. So this one is Toy Story. Name a book from your childhood that everyone should read. I think everyone should read The Westing Game by Ellen Raskin. And oh my gosh, you can tell this is a little tattered and worn because I read this so much when I was a child. There are so many notes in here. I also read this for class in 6th grade. This is a middle grades mystery novel. So I'll just like read the quick synopsis to you. On one fateful day, 16 people gather for the reading of Samuel W. Westing's will. To their surprise, the will turns out to be a contest, challenging the heirs to find out who among them is Westing's murderer. Forging ahead through blizzards, burglaries, and bombings, the game is on. Only 2 people hold all the clues. One of them is a Westing heir, and the other is you. Such a fun synopsis there. It seems like it's like a game of Clue, and that's how I think I read it and loved it. I read it so many times, but yes, I think everyone should read it. Next one is The Incredibles. So this isn't a list of book, but it asks if you could have any superpower ability, what would it be? For the longest time, I wanted to have Matilda's powers of telekinesis. But I think I ultimately just wanted to be able to have the ability to speed read like she does. But spreading compassion and empathy would be a fantastic superpower to have. The final prompt is regarding Coco, because Matt at ThisIsMe made this video for the then upcoming release of Coco, which has now been out for a couple months. I've seen it 3 times, y'all. 3 times. And I love that movie. But the prompt, before you even go on a tangent about Coco, I honestly could do like a video series about linking a Pixar movie with a bunch of books and just like getting into the details. Like I almost did that with Brave and the Leavers. I name a book with an international setting. And so I have talked about this book already. I already talked about My Brilliant Friend. There's my southern accent coming out. My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. I love this book, and it's in Italy, and so that was of course the first book I thought about when I read this prompt. What else do I need to say? It's in Italy. International setting. Check. And that was it for my Pixar book tag. I'd love for you, any of you, to do this. I tag all of you if you want to do it. I'm curious what everyone else's answers would be. I'll talk to you later. Bye.